Hello everyone, welcome to the Watchpoplars. Today I am among the Watchpoplars. I am at Sugar Bowl. Well, I am at the entrance to Sugar Bowl, which is right there. And there's Sugar Bowl in the distance. But I decided to walk all the way from Sugar Bowl to here, which is a long trek. But I'm also wearing ski boots. and yeah, so I did this all just to see this strange hybrid of aspen. How do I know it's a hybrid? Is because it's not white. You see these, they're not white, they're beige colored. But the young branches still have that chalkiness to them when they're young. There could be a young branch that I can show you that on. I've been lingering here for quite a while. I'm trying to find a good example of this. Whatever this is, it's something. There's like powder on them. It's chalk. You might be able to see, and I don't know. But there is a hybrid. It's not, I don't know. What if this is the true aspen? What if the white barked one is slightly different? But I don't know if that's probably not the case, because there are more aspens in Colorado, and those are white. They're all white. And these are beige. They're golden aspens. But why are they gold? Regardless, they are definitely watch poplars because they have a pale bark for they're almost all just the smooth pale bark. It would be a lot cooler to see them with white bark. But I'm not just going to show you the watch poplars. I'm going to show you a bunch of other ones that grow here, such as this variety of stone fruits. There is a cold front incoming. It's a mild one, but it's there's a heat wave right now. It's like, it feels, maybe it could just be the wind, but it feels like 49 maybe. 49 degrees. And all I'm wearing is this. And yeah, so the cold front is going to make the temperature go back to normal, but the snow in Sugar Bowl it's crap. It's all icy and gritty, so I call it. But I escaped the noise of Sugar Bowl to enjoy some peace and quiet among the watch poplars, which I absolutely love doing. There's a willow. There's this willow here. It's also in the Salicaceae family, which is a willow family. And they have golden, their first growth is like gold. It's like golden twigs. I like that. But these probably wouldn't stand a chance in the warmth of the Bay Area. But maybe these will, I don't know. There are willows here that can grow in the tundra. There could be some types of willows that grow in Alaska that grow high in the mountains here, because it has a similar climate. And the climate we are in right now might be taiga. I don't think it's boreal, but regardless, you get aspens and tall, slender conifers that may not be white and black spruce, but aspens and firs and pines, maybe some Douglas fir. There is some suga, the hemlocks and the top of the ridge. But what I'm mainly so interested in is the watch poplars, the aspens, Populus tremuloides. Except this is probably a hybrid. You know, there is an invasive eucalyptus called Eucalyptus globulus, and then there's a subspecies called Eucalyptus globulus, subspecies globulus. And that one is the Tasmanian blue gum. So that's, and subspecies is abbreviated with an SP and a period. And yeah, so this, I came here to get bonsai inspiration for my 3 aspen cuttings. But hopefully the cuttings I got are from the aspen that has white bark. This is not a pure aspen. It's a hybrid of some kind. I don't know what it hybridized with, but it has a golden bark. And I don't know if it's from climate or something, but it has this greenish, sickly colored bark. And I don't know why that is. I don't know. They seem to be growing slightly different as well. The ones in Colorado, which I'm guessing are the true aspens because they have white bark, they don't grow literally like a conifer. They grow a little bit more of a rounded crown, even when they're a bit young. These have very pointy silhouettes, and they're very apically dominant. I mean, they do grow lower down, but lower down they have a lot of deadwood. The other kind, also this kind grows shorter. It's a shorter, smaller type of aspen, and it appears they just grow a bit more conical than the aspens I'm familiar with. And you can see, maybe I can zoom in. I can't because I have the camera reversed. They do have some same characteristics, and I bet if I tried to find out what Siri thinks of these trees, she's gonna think that this is Quaking aspen, just the pure Populus tremuloides, and I guess the subspecies tremuloides. Is this the subspecies tremuloides? I don't know. What poplar has yellow bark? It is these. These watch poplars. I don't know. It is a mystery, and I'm going to look it up. Why? Someone tell me. Why do these have golden bark compared to the aspen trees that most people think of, with the snow white bark and a different style of growth? Those ones, all of these, they grow exactly like lodgepole pines. They grow exactly like that, and I can show you that. So, from the distance, you can probably see those are growing very conical. They don't have a rounded crown. They don't have kind of this broom-style canopy further up. They don't have any main branches lower down. In fact, rarely. They rarely have any main branches aside from this one. That was a fluke. And maybe if the top dies back, just like the tree that actually started this whole clone, this colony, which is this one, I believe, it died back right there. I don't know how, maybe of age, but eventually this one will die back and this one will die, but this one also has rougher bark. This is not the subspecies of Populus tremuloides that I know. It's definitely a different subspecies, but I guarantee that it's still Populus tremuloides, Quaking aspen. It's just a very slightly different kind, and I don't know. There aren't any other poplars that grow here. No, there aren't, because we are on the moist side of the Sierra Nevada, and you get cottonwoods growing on the east side where it's dry in the canyons over by Lundy and Mono Lake. And I have never seen a cottonwood. Like, cottonwood is a different kind of poplar. There's Populus. There's Populus deltoides, Fremontii, and then there's angustifolia. Yes, oh, and then there's Trichocarpa. There's the black cottonwood, Trichocarpa, and Fremontii, which is might be the Arizona cottonwood. It's also the Fremont cottonwood. And then there's Populus angustifolia, which I've seen here. It has very slender leaves. It's also called Narrow-leaf Poplar. I think angust means narrow in Latin. I don't know. That's what I am assuming. Latin is a dead language. No one speaks Latin anymore. It would be interesting to know how to speak Latin. This one has green bark. This literally has green bark. And oh, the seal is very deep. This one, look, it has green bark. So I don't know what this is. They still have the same features, but this is the starter of the whole thing. It all cloned downhill, and I bet if I scrape off all the soil from here, I'm gonna see a lot of roots, and I'm probably gonna see a huge root. Probably connects to this one. But like from this one, there's just a whole bunch of roots going all over the place, and among those, like sometimes maybe some of those ones over there are also from this parent aspen, but this is the oldest looking one, and it has the most age. It has the most appearance of age to it. That's why I think this is where it started. This is the center of the colony. Well, and maybe that looks like a different colony over there. Past this lodgepole pine. There's a tall one over there, and then a bunch of smaller ones off of it. And then over there's a tall one and a bunch of smaller ones coming off of that. And that is it. Oh, and there's one way in the distance, just a colony, way, way, way over there. I have not noticed any aspens that have actual white bark. All of the aspens here have beige bark, or like goldenish. I have no idea how this happens. But why I was talking about why there possibly it's like a hybrid that maybe well I don't know. Populus angustifolia has kind of greenish bark. Yeah, it has bark that is the same color as this. And it has more bark, it has more rough bark. But it doesn't grow here. So how could these aspen trees attain rough bark and rough mature bark and beige to kind of goldenish, sickly green, light olive colored young bark. It is a mystery. And I kind of figured it out sometime probably right when I end this video, which probably was going to be soon because this is literally all I can show you. I could show you the other trees. There are plum trees that grow here. There's a stone fruit I think I showed you. Yeah, there is some long extensions here. That's all last year's growth. But they can also grow very, very short. This one grew that much last year. That one grew this much. This one grew that much. Where they get more ramification is shorter growth because the energy is distributed. That's how all trees work. When a pine tree first starts growing in its first years, it can grow up to 2 feet per year, generally. You can see the effect of the snow on the aspen. Any of the trees, all the little ones show signs of storm damage. Could it be a climate thing? I really doubt it. I really doubt that this is a climate thing. Because this it has pretty much the same climate as Colorado, except maybe it just gets slightly warmer because we're closer to the ocean. And we're not so surrounded by mountains and dry areas. But yeah, there are willows. There's a willow bush right there. And then there's little plum bushes in there. Willows and aspens are in the same family. It's the willow family of Salicaceae. I think I mentioned that. But this one has red, fresh growth. And I think this one leaves out first, and then it flowers in like June or May, I believe. That sounds about right. But I'm yet to look into why these watch poplars have beige bark instead of just the creepy white lifeless bark that goes all the way down to the ground. But I came here to see the eyes, to see if there were any good examples of eyes that I can show you before I go, before the trip in Colorado. When I graduate, I want to go to Colorado on a camping trip. But yeah, now it's time for the eyes. This is not going to be very long, but some of them are upside down. Yeah, there. So normally you'd see it just flipped upside, like upright like this. I don't know. The bark, maybe it's some kind of lichen that makes it dark colored. I have no idea. But it turns black. And I don't know what that is. There's a vehicle over there. But something's wrong with it. Yeah. Sorry for all the pausing and the stumbling. But anyway, so some of them are kind of like upside down, and some of them are upright. And there's one over there that looks quite nice. I'll have to walk through the plum brush, and also, well, maybe it's not a plum. It looks more like a cherry. A cherry, which is also prunus, like any stone fruit, is prunus. Scientific name. This also has like this fibrous bark, fibrous silvery bark, and it also has collars. You can see the collar right there, where the sap flow changes direction and funnels into a branch. This is very nice. I really like the bark. It's very shiny. It is, it's very, very shiny. When I move into Oregon, I'll probably have a good chance of successfully growing this cherry in my yard. And I don't know what kind of cherry it is, but it forms a shrub. Generally a shrub. I don't see any of those that grow into a small tree. They definitely get they don't get as big as the willows. The willows, the dwarf shrub willows get bigger than the cherries. And the aspens these are mature. And I think normally when you think of like the aspens in Colorado and the Rockies, where they actually have white bark, those get twice as tall as this at this age. These are showing quite a bit of age already, and they look a bit smaller. I think this is, the most logical hypothesis guess that I can come up with is that this is a hybrid between Populus tremuloides and Populus angustifolia, because angustifolia has this same colored bark, and it has a bit more. It has a bit less rough bark than most cottonwoods, but I don't know. It definitely, they grow more like cottonwoods. They grow into a large poplar, a large like broom style poplar. That's typical of a cottonwood. Except they have just like these narrow leaves, and they have a little bit more rough bark than these ones do. So I think this is definitely probably. Well, I don't want to assume, but it's probably a hybrid between Populus tremuloides and Populus angustifolia, because the Populus angustifolia part of it added a bit more rough bark. It also added the odd color, the odd light olive color to and gold color to the trunks. And I don't know why these ones grow shorter, but these are very short. And I've seen, I'm familiar with the aspens that grow like twice as tall as this. I saw those in Yellowstone. That's the kind of aspen that often grows like that. Look at how orange this is. What on earth? Have you noticed this difference? You've seen pictures of aspen trees online, and then you go to Tahoe, and you see these golden barked aspens that have rough bark, like quite close to the ground. Oh, actually no, like just a few meters up. 2 meters of rough bark compared to like the 2 feet of rough bark that like the pure Populus tremuloides subspecies tremuloides has. Now I'm saying subspecies because like the subspecies matter. I said that before. Now there is some dead branches that still have the leaves, but they're all crinkly and yeah. But I'll tell you what, this is April weather. This is early April weather in Tahoe, and February just ended. It's the first day of March, so yeah, happy March. And on March 17th, I'll be wearing a lot of green. It's St. Patrick's Day, but whatever. Strange. But I got a sign off. I've never used that phrase before. But it was interesting making observations, creating hypothesis. And just kind of studying the nature of this poplar, this watch poplar. This is my favorite tree. It is an aspen, but it's just a different subspecies. Aspen is its own subspecies, and then off of that, there are hybrids, and those are like subspecies more. But yeah, thanks for joining me here among the watch poplars. This is the watch poplars, and thanks for joining me. I don't know. Oh God. Yeah, thanks for joining me here among the watch poplars, and I will see you next time.